The Oscar nominees are in, and here at HuffPost Live, we took particular interest in the documentary feature category. Over the past year, we've interviewed Joshua Oppenheimer about the act of killing, his genre-bending reconstruction of genocide in Indonesia, Jahan Nujame, who chronicled the Egyptian revolution with The Square, Jeremy Scahill's in-depth investigation of drone strikes worldwide in Dirty Wars, legendary backup singer Darlene Love talked about 20 Feet from Stardom, and boxing painter Ushio Shinohara and his wife Noriko, stars of Cutie and the Boxer. Here's a little of what they had to say.
I think people are going to be surprised when they see the way that the story is told in our film. I mean, this is not just cataloging the horrors. We tried to tell the stories in a human way.
I felt as though I had been entrusted by a community of survivors in the human rights community to expose a regime.
None of us would have been making this film if we weren't there as protesters, as Egyptians, as people that cared about what was happening with the country.
Was there ever a time where you asked him to stop filming, or you asked him maybe not to put something in the film?
Yes. When I was working in a gallery, I was making big painting. He continued interview me, filming. So I said stop, because I needed my energy to my paint.
They depended on us to put together the background because they didn't know what to do or where to put the oohs and the ahs. So we would perform for them. We would put the oohs where they were supposed to be, the ahs where they were supposed to be, sing with them, you know, to help them out.
Yeah.
You know, we backed them. They let us kind of do what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, because y'all go ahead, y'all can take it.
When we watched the final cut, we felt a satisfaction because we felt like we had watched the protesters go through this journey, fighting against fascism and signifying that they will continue to fight against fascism no matter what happens.
He would look upset, and what's upsetting him, what's disturbing him, is the same thing that's been giving him nightmares ever since the killings. It is, in fact, the horror of what he did, and he's never been forced to admit what he's done was wrong because he's remained in power and been able to justify what he's done.
I think a lot of liberals have bought into the idea that this is a cleaner war, or a clean war, that only a small handful of civilians have been killed, and that the president is waging a much smarter war than the Bush folks. Part of the reason why we called it Dirty Wars was not to be masters of the obvious. There's, of course, no such thing as a clean war, but to push back against that idea.